Hey everyone, my name is Victor Dwyer, and today I will be hosting the first Marketing Weekly show, where I'll be covering the news on the top social media channels, the newest SEO changes, and the newest Shopify changes. Also, I'll be covering the best places to post and get the most traffic through these new social media channels to get the most organic reach. And for example, like on Facebook, you can have millions of followers and millions of likes. But if you have a post and make a post to that page, very little amount of people are going to end up being seeing it. And that's where you can find these gold mines on each of these social media platforms to post and get the most organic reach and get the most eyeballs on your post. So, starting out, Facebook. With Facebook, that the gold mine there to get the most organic reach is Facebook groups. These Facebook groups is where a lot of interaction are, or where a lot of interaction is, and where you can get the most reach out of these instead of Facebook pages. And because Facebook's been pushing it a lot more lately. So I'm going to show you on my phone what a Facebook group looks like right here. So you can get a lot of interaction through these Facebook groups, and it makes it where that a lot of things can happen, and where as long as it's relevant to the group and as long as it's contextual to the Facebook platform and everything else, then it has a very high opportunity to being successful in a Facebook group. But if you took a fully optimized post and put it through the Facebook page, then you won't get the same amount of traffic as you would as a Facebook group. You can get a mediocre post, put it on a Facebook group, and it ends up doing a lot better. So just something to keep in mind as you start posting on Facebook. These Facebook groups are a great way to get a lot of engagement and a lot of traffic to your posts. And then moving on to Facebook ads. So if you are running Facebook ads that go into a messenger funnel and that also go to rank on Amazon, then this is important to you, because Facebook is now mandating basically that you have to have after 24 hours, that if you send a message after 24 hours, it makes it where they'll start banning you and warning you and blocking your page if you don't do that. And so say if I ask for a review 14 days later, and Facebook will now start banning you and blocking your page if you start sending those type of messages. And the workaround for that is to start sending sponsored messages, so that way you can actually guide through and send in more messages that way. You have to pay for them, a couple of cents each message, but it's worth it, so that way you don't get blocked, and that way you can keep your Amazon ranking campaigns going. And so that the way there's no contingencies there. And another interesting thing that I've been experimenting with, I did an A/B test within Facebook ads between a dynamic ad and split ads. So a dynamic ad works by you put all the content in one ad, one Facebook ad, and Facebook will optimize that copy and images to whatever the user will experience. And interestingly, that my split ads performed better than my dynamic ads. So just something to experiment. It could have been with these audiences that I used, but lately my split ads have always been outperforming my dynamic ads. So just something to experiment, something to A/B test, something that I thought was fascinating. And also some newest changes that are happening with Facebook is they are if you are spending less than $100,000 per month on each ad account, then you're going to be limited by only 250 ads, active ads, which sucks, because if you run a lot of split tests, if you're doing a lot of A/B testing, 250 is not ideal. And I wish they wouldn't be implementing this kind of thing, but it's something that will be coming up very soon in the next couple of months. So make sure you get all your split testing, your A/B testing done right now, because in about a couple of months, you're going to be limited if you spend under $100,000 to that 250 ad mark. And also, Facebook has been disabling a ton of ad accounts lately, and just the best way to appeal those is just by just appealing them, going up to and clicking them and contacting Facebook support. And sometimes you have to contact them multiple times in order for them to actually push it, because I've gotten contacted before and saying, no, we will not re-enable your account. And if you just, like, I had to do it 7 more times and they finally enabled it again. But it's just something that you might have to deal with, and something that unfortunately you have to push through. And then also moving on to Instagram, these two platforms are only going to get more and more similar within each other. They already work off the same ad platform, they already work off the same everything, and they're only going to get more similar because Instagram already released this ability to have Messenger and Facebook Messenger and Instagram Messenger are now connected, and they're only going to get more and more similar. Yes, they have different demographics, but these two platforms right here are only going to get more and more similar. So that's something that you can implement. If you already have an Instagram strategy in place or a Facebook strategy in place, just realize in the future that these two platforms are only going to get more similar. And also, Instagram Live now supports is now testing the support to have up to 3 guests now. So if you have an Instagram strategy in place, 3 guests is something that might become mainstream in all the Instagram apps now. And also, Instagram is continuing to put out Reels and TikTok like content, TikTok like features to really push and try to take as much traffic away from TikTok and put it into Reels. And Instagram Reels is a really great way to get a lot of organic traffic. And I'll show you what that looks like through my phone. And it is a really great, it's essentially just copying exactly what Instagram or what TikTok is. And it's through these Instagram Reels. And it's almost exactly in every way just like TikTok. And sorry, it's laggy, guys, but it's in every way it's like TikTok, and they're gonna continue to copy things like that. But what I found interesting is as the popularity of Instagram Reels comes up, my organic reach is increasing with Instagram Reels, which is good. Then so if you did a normal feed rather than if you did Instagram Reel rather than a normal feed post, you'll get more organic reach through these Reels. And this is the best place to be posting right now in Instagram. But what's interesting is my Instagram stories are getting less traffic now than my Instagram Reels. So as Instagram Reels organic traffic goes up, my Instagram stories go down. Because before, Instagram stories were the thing. That's where all the organic reach was. But now, as Reels starts to come in, now it's becoming less and less popular, or less and less organic traffic are going to stories. So I would continue to see, most likely that trend will continue to happen, and Instagram stories will become more and more obsolete, and Reels will become more important. So that's something fascinating and something that I realized, and it makes sense that more and more are going to Reels, more people are going to Reels than stories now. So it's just something to have within your strategy and make sure you have that in place. And also some newest changes to LinkedIn. LinkedIn is now making it where they now have more organic, or they now have it where more easier, they have better insights when it comes to their sales navigation panel, their sales insights navigation. And they're basically getting more and more like Facebook when it comes to the targeting, and they're getting more reliable data, and they're just getting better at what they do within the sales navigation. So it's just if you do use this, it's getting more reliable and more accurate, like like Facebook would. And this is LinkedIn right here, but Facebook has the best targeting platform, and LinkedIn is trying to copy that essentially. And also, what I've noticed is LinkedIn is now pushing group posts right now. So this could have been a test. It could have been a one-off test. But normally, the way LinkedIn groups work, it's a whole other silo that you actually have to click the menu button. You have to click in, and then you have to find and go through the group, and then that's how you see the post. And nobody's going to do that. And what I found fascinating is that these posts are starting to go in my mainstream feed now. So then LinkedIn groups might be the new way to get a lot of organic reach now. because if these groups are going to start posting and start pushing in my mainstream feed, then it might be a great way to get a lot of organic reach out of your LinkedIn posts. So, just something to think about and implement into future strategies if this group does take off, this whole group feature does like it does in Facebook. So, it'll be really fascinating if this does take off into mainstream feed right here. And when it comes to getting the most organic reach out of every single LinkedIn post, that's when it comes to liking and commenting on your own post. It will actually increase your engagement on your post by over 70%, which is surprising. I don't know why this works, but it does. Liking and commenting on your own post increases your engagement by over 70%. And I assume that's just organic reach, it's just Facebook or LinkedIn pushing that, but it works. It really does work. And so that's the best way to gain traction on LinkedIn. And another thing that's fascinating when it comes to what LinkedIn is doing, they are now adding LinkedIn story ads coming up. And I don't understand this because as a user, I don't use LinkedIn stories. I don't know if it's because I have these company pages up here or what, but me as a user, I don't use LinkedIn stories. I just don't. And the fact that they're already trying to monetize on LinkedIn story ads doesn't make sense to me. So I just don't see the organic reach there when it comes to LinkedIn stories. So I'd be fascinated if this took off, but I just don't see the organic reach within stories. I really don't. And I don't see how they can monetize this right now when even the users aren't using it. I could be an anomaly. Like maybe it's just me that doesn't use LinkedIn stories. But for anyone else, like I don't see it. I don't see it taking off. So I'm surprised that LinkedIn's already trying to add story ads for LinkedIn. And after that, then it goes to Twitter. Twitter is making they've recently added these fleets up here. And it's quite fascinating what they're doing. This very top right here. And they're adding these fleets, and they're like basically stories. And it's making it where you can actually put your tweet inside your story like this, and you can actually click on it, and it go directly to the tweet. It's not like Instagram where you have to click two times to see it. All you have to do is click once. It's very seamless. It's simply that and that. One tap. So these fleets are a good way to get a lot of organic traffic because it's always at the top of your Twitter. So it's a really good way to gain organic traffic to your tweets by using these fleets or these Twitter stories to get the most traffic out of it. And that's the best way to do it for Twitter. And also something that's interesting that's happening on TikTok. TikTok is now testing having up to 3 minutes on your post. So let me show TikTok. So they're testing having up to 3 minutes, 3-minute videos on your Instagram, on your TikTok posts. And this could be important if you're constantly struggling to reach that one, or to fit all that things into 1 minute, all your videos into 1 minute. This 3-minute will be very important to you. And this is something that hasn't been mainstream yet, but they're testing it, and it may be vital in your TikTok strategy. And the best way to rank TikTok videos have been hashtags. And we don't really see the importance of hashtags in Instagram anymore or anything else, but when it comes to TikTok, they actually have it where you rank based on your performance on that particular hashtag. So this is the discovery page on TikTok right now. And if you look through it, it's all hashtags. So it's all performance based off your hashtag. So if you are wanting to rank on TikTok and you want to be on this discover page, I would suggest you pick your hashtags very wisely because they have a very big importance when it comes to the ranking on TikTok. And all these platforms are trying so hard to compete with everything that TikTok is. It's hilarious. Like everything, they're all just trying to compete with each other, and they're all bringing out TikTok like features and everything else. It's crazy. So it's important for us companies and us marketers to start adapting to this TikTok like content, to this quick form pieces of content that we we need to adapt to be us companies need to adapt to create content like this that will engage with our customers, because this is what our customers are looking at, guys. Like, this is what they're engaging with. And now it's our job as marketers to appeal to that and create videos that they can engage with. So it's really important that we keep making videos and really try to adapt to this TikTok like content, because our customers are there. And if you're a B2C company, you have to be adapting right now, because you're going to get passed by your competitors if they excel at it better than you. So it's really important that like us that create the videos, create the ads, create and do the marketing, it's really important that we start adapting to this new TikTok like content. And of course, adding hashtags is the best way to get that organic reach within TikTok. And some new fascinating things with Snapchat. Snapchat made a big shift recently. So normally Snapchat is just a chatting platform. It's like nothing that you would normally like. It's simply just, it used to be just a chatting private platform. And now they are making a huge shift by adding public profiles now, to where that everything's becoming, it's going away from a private platform more to a social platform. And that's a big shift for them. And now that they're now enabling to where you can have public profiles now, and you can click you can create these public profiles, and they can all be there. You can have all your snaps, everything in here, and it has really good reach. It really does. And if you're a business right now, this is the time to create your public snap profile and to reach these type of people, to reach these people that are on Snapchat, because the organic reach is there and it does do good. And I'm gonna say something that I never thought I would say in a million years, but my organic reach is starting to be better than what it is on Instagram. On Snapchat, I am getting better organic reach than I am getting on Instagram, a social platform. So that's phenomenal to me. Instagram has billions of users, but yet I'm getting better organic reach on Snapchat, which is a chatting platform. So really interesting shift that they're making. They're trying to become more of a social platform now, and you could see a huge shift soon. But that organic reach on Snapchat is there, and because when Instagram launched stories, like, Snapchat was gone. Like, the organic reach literally dropped to zero. But now that they're starting to become a social platform and starting to create these public profiles and everything else, there's actually a big shift of regenesis of this organic reach. So it's really fascinating, and Snapchat's really going the correct way, and they're starting to become a very good way to get a lot of organic reach. And then moving on to Google. So Google has been making a lot of interesting changes. So Google recently released a December broad core update, which means they are changing the way they rank their websites. And it's a little bit too early to see what the changes were and why they're causing it. But if you are seeing that your rankings have dropped exponentially, or your rankings are rising exponentially, then it is due to this Google core update that is happening right now. And lately, Google has been really prioritizing AMP pages, which means accelerated mobile pages. That's all AMP means. And it just makes it where you load really fast for mobile. And it's a really good way to gain speed and to gain traffic from Google, because that's what they've been prioritizing lately. And for me, any landing page, the number one metric I look at is page speed. I find that is the most important metric ever, because you can have all the images you want, you can have all the text you want fully optimized, but if people aren't loading your page, they're bouncing. They're going somewhere else where someone else's competitor will load faster, another page that will load faster, because everything is constantly changing, and page speed is one of the most important metrics, because if they're not loading your page, all those images, all those videos, all that text you have on your page is useless. So make sure your page speed is fast and make sure it's AMP compatible. And if you're on WordPress, like, it's one plugin. It takes you 10 minutes to set up, and you can have a fully AMP site already done, and it's just one WordPress plugin, and then you're finished. So if you are wanting to rank and get better rankings, AMP is the way to do it, and page speed is even better. And if you're wanting to rank on Google News, which is a very, very popular platform, this is what Google News looks like. And it's a really great way to get traffic. It's literally at the bottom of every single Google search result. And it shows all, like, this goes to any other website, and it tailors it to the user experience. And it's really phenomenal what they're doing here, and it's a great way to get a ton of traffic through Google News. But most of these only prioritize through AMP. So I would definitely suggest always having and upgrading your page speed to the best of your ability. And if you are wanting to see what your page speed is for any website, it's super simple. Like, all you have to do, I'm bringing up my computer computer screen right here, and literally just type in anything. I'm gonna click on a random website, and this is Google Page Speed Analytics. Just type that in Google, and you can test your page speed, guys. And you can test if it is web optimized, if it is fast enough to run on these type of things. So this one got a 29. This random website I chose, got a 54 on desktop and got a 29 on mobile. And it'll tell you exactly how to upgrade and make it better. And by having that concept, that paint in there and things like that, to increase your site speed, to make it faster. And it shows you everything here in this tool. It's completely free. You don't need to pay $1,000 a month. It's a completely free tool, and it'll show you exactly. It's a Google tool. It'll show you exactly how to optimize your site for speed, so that way you can make it where you can make your site fully optimized and get more engagement out of every single click you get. And another good way for organic growth on your site is by doing blog posts on other sites. I always see people posting blogs to theirs, but I see very, very rarely they try doing co-marketing and try posting on other type of blog sites, and where you can link to your site and also provide relevant content for that blog site as well. So it's really good interaction, and it's a good way to then promote yourself and do co-marketing in there that benefits everyone. And also, videos have, in the search results of Google, videos have been very, very, very much prioritized. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean by that. So for example, this random screenshot right here, this is a search results page, and it's literally all videos. It's 100% videos, and YouTube videos will always be prioritized at the very top of almost of most search results, and which is becoming really fascinating. So if you are wanting to rank on Google for a certain search term, make sure you have YouTube videos in there. And also make sure you are attaching every YouTube video to one of your pages on your site, because that way not only are you on this search results page, you're also on the video search results page on that videos tab over there. So you're in two places. So you can have an organic post already in there and a YouTube post as a search results. So it's really important that you have this type of strategy in place, because YouTube's only going to get more and more prioritized as video content starts to rise. So make sure you have a YouTube strategy in place to basically make it where you can rank on these Google listings, on these Google search results. And another thing to bring up, if you're on Google Maps and you're a local business, you need to be posting on these Google Maps. I'm going to pull it up right now. Google Maps is basically having these features where you can, if you're a local business, and you could be a restaurant business, like literally any of these local businesses, this is a very popular way. Almost everyone finds local businesses through Google. Like, I don't know a single person that doesn't. And this is the best way to, and Google's starting to prioritize and show people with posts. And it's a great way to get a lot of organic traffic for free. So if you're a restaurant, post images with food. If you're anything, post images of the inside of your place. Like, these posts are being prioritized and are constantly going to people, and it's notifying people about these posts now. So make sure that you're always posting, and if you're a local business, you have to be using this Google Post feature. It's free and it gets a lot of awareness on Google Maps, and that's where people find local businesses now. So make sure you're posting on Google Posts or on Google Maps, so that way you can be prioritized and you can start showing up on that search results page for Google Maps. And that's all for Google. But when it comes to YouTube, that Google Core update will affect YouTube. Like, since the search results and YouTube are very, very interconnected, this Google Broad Core update that happened in December is going to very fluctuate the views of what happens on YouTube. So just something to keep in mind if you are seeing lower views on your YouTube videos. And like I said before, if you are posting YouTube videos, make sure you attach it to your blog and use a schema in place, so that way you can get a lot of traffic, not only to your YouTube page, but also to your Google website, because it's going to show those videos in that video tab on your blog. So they'll get linked directly to your blog even though they're clicking your YouTube video. So make sure you have that in place, so that way you can get a lot of traffic there and a lot of more views that come in. And also, if right here, let me show this actually, because I want to bring this up right here. I thought this was really fascinating actually. This is really important data when it comes to YouTube. So right here, I found this really fascinating. I know it's kind of blurry, but it's YouTube videos found in search engine results by search features. So you know that carousel that we talked about, that were basically the videos that pop up on the search results, the very first videos? That's what this carousel is referring to. And almost 83% of all YouTube, 80% of happens in the search engine goes through that carousel. And that's where I'm saying, like, make sure you are posting YouTube videos in there and make sure you have a strategy for it, because this carousel is being very important, and a very little amount still goes through that rich snippet. Rich snippet means basically you put your YouTube video in a blog, and that way people can click on it and go directly to your blog. 11% still good. It's still better than nothing when it comes to traffic. And make sure you definitely have that in place when it comes to, and make sure you're posting on YouTube. Like I wouldn't suggest Vimeo or any of these others, because the Google rankings, like, they're prioritizing only YouTube videos. So if you're posting on Vimeo or any other platform right now, then you're becoming irrelevant when it comes to these Google rankings, because that's what they're prioritizing right now. And YouTube posts and stories are being pushed really hard within YouTube now. They're becoming very prominent. And remember, the top comment is now like at the very bottom of your video. So make sure you have a top comment strategy in place on YouTube, so that way people can like, subscribe, whatever you want to put at that top comment. But it makes it where comments are becoming a lot more important. So make sure you have a comment strategy, because before they see any other video, any other related video, they see that comment section first. So you can have something in place to where make sure they interact with your channel or with your comment section, so that way you get more engagement. And also, YouTube Premiere is now launching the ability to have trailers, and they're just really flushing out this whole YouTube Premiere thing, and they're just really trying to expand it and making it where it's just a lot bigger. And that's all for YouTube. But when it comes to e-commerce and Shopify, this new Google Core update will definitely impact your Shopify business or any other e-commerce business related to that, because it's going to constantly fluctuate your rankings, and it's going to keep making it go up and down all the time. And make sure you have some sort of tracking in place of where your rankings are for your website. And it's as simple as using Google Search Console. It takes 5 minutes to set up, and you can see where you're ranking for each particular keyword, completely free. And it's all based on using that tool. So make sure you know where your rankings are at, and because you have to know if your rankings did drop in this new Google Core update. Because if they did, your sales are going to drop, and you're not going to know why unless you have this tracking in place. So make sure you have it's Google Search Console. That's the name. Set it up. Takes 5 minutes, and then you will have tracking from now on your website. You can see where you rank from, and you can compare it to your competitors. So make sure you have that in place so that way you know where you rank. And also make sure you have videos. If you are running Shopify, make sure you have these YouTube videos, these YouTube product videos on each of these pages, so that way you show up. As I said before, YouTube videos are being prioritized now in the search results. Make sure you are linking those or having it embedded on your product pages, on your blogs, on any of these, so that way Google will start showing you in that featured snippets. And so it's really important to have that in place and start posting those YouTube videos on your pages, so that way you show up in not only one place, in two places. And so it's really important to have that. And also, make sure I'm surprised a lot of people just don't even have a subscription button on their Shopify pages. It's super simple. It's one plugin on Shopify. It's completely free. And if you have a subscription-based product, and people are going to have to actually remind themselves to purchase your product every month, then you shouldn't be doing that. They should be on a subscription where it constantly goes there. And I use Seal subscriptions for my plugin for Shopify. You can use whatever you end up wanting, but it makes it where it performs a lot better. And that way people are constantly getting that subscription right to their door, and they don't have to be reminded to buy your product. So definitely have a subscription button right in there, and definitely provide a discount. Make it worthwhile. Make sure you have a 10% discount on that subscription, so people are actually interested to have that subscription, because it's going to be beneficial in the long run for you. And if you are running Shopify, and you can actually have a Facebook Messenger funnel in place to actually guide your customers to purchase your product on Shopify. And it makes it where there's really great integrations within Shopify and Facebook Messenger. They have a really great connection with each other, and you can actually make it, like, for example, if someone abandons their shopping cart, you can send them a reminder, hey, it looks like you forgot to purchase your shopping cart, and it will automatically remind them within this Facebook Messenger funnel. And this has already been done for email. This is nothing new when it comes to email. They'll remind you via email. But the difference is Facebook Messenger has a 90% open rate. So if you send that message, they will be reading it no matter what. So that's the difference between Facebook Messenger and email. So if you have a flow, if you already have something going on within and you haven't tested Facebook Messenger as a viable funnel for Shopify, it's definitely worth testing, because you never know how your audience may react. And with this amazing automated features that Shopify provides, then you can make your Facebook Messenger super built out and make it where everything is completely automated and where people will always be reading it. So there's a big difference between email and Facebook Messenger, and having these systems in place make it where you can fully optimize your funnel for Shopify. And then going on to Spotify, that's not in my list, but it's just some news with Spotify. Spotify is now having stories within their content. And that's important because Spotify might be moving to more visual-based content now. And that's a big shift because they were an audio platform, audio everything. And what's fascinating is a lot of these people have to strip basically the audio file from every video and just post it on Spotify. But if if Spotify removes it and makes it where it's a video platform where you can start posting videos as well, that could have a lot of success there. And because these are people that want to listen to podcasts, and it's more, and for me, it's more entertaining for me to watch the podcast than listen to it. So they should at least have that as a feature to add videos in there. And might be a big shift for Spotify, and their 300 million users that they have, and to make it where it's more visual based content. So this is something that may be happening, and this story feature is just one little piece that may be starting it to moving it to visual content. So make sure you have that ready for your strategy. And some marketing tips that I have is, if you are running Facebook ads to a platform, and this could apply to anything, YouTube ads, anything. And if you are running Facebook ads, and if you put an Amazon, Walmart, eBay logo on top of it, then and you send traffic to wherever you're sending traffic to. So if you're sending traffic to Amazon, having the Amazon logo on top of your ad will increase your cost efficiency for that ad by over 300%. And make sure you guys are implementing logos and having these in your Facebook ads and all types of advertising. Any type of creative advertising, make sure you put that logo, because it establishes trust. People go, oh, I shop on Amazon, I'm going to click this. And that way they know, and they already have trust in that brand already. So make sure you guys are having that Walmart, eBay, Amazon logo to wherever you're sending them to, so that way you can establish that trust because they already have that. And remember, on Facebook, you can use interest-based targeting and target Amazon shoppers, eBay shoppers, Walmart shoppers, wherever you want, and you can target these people. And if you use these logos with this interest-based targeting, so if I use an Amazon logo and target Amazon shoppers, then that is how you create killer ads that will absolutely dominate and outperform almost everything else. So make sure you guys are doing that, and make sure you have that in place. And it's super simple, guys. It really is. Setting up these Facebook ads and targeting Amazon shoppers, they're its own audience. They couldn't make it any easier for you to target Amazon shoppers, to target eBay shoppers, to target Walmart shoppers, and it's all there for you. So, for example, if you have any product, dog food. If you have a dog food product, you can do it. The person must be interested in dog food. That means they have a dog, and they must be an Amazon.com shopper. And then that's all you guys need. And if you have this optimizations in place on your ad graphic, having that Amazon logo, having dog food, and then you have a direct correlation with each other to really and benefit each other with these Facebook ads. And also some extra news. California passed a law a couple months ago about basically where we can't pixel someone and retarget them via ads. And my opinion, I don't think this will take off. I don't think it's anything important. I think it's just California being California, to be honest. And I don't think, it's basically a privacy law. I don't think any other states will follow this. I hope not, because being able to pixel someone and retarget them is very vital to any retargeting campaign, and it would make it very difficult for not. And advertisers would pay a lot more to retarget like this, and states just won't benefit off those advertising dollars if that goes away. So I don't see that as important. I don't see that as coming up and expanding. I just see it as California, and that's remaining in its own silo. That's how I see it, and let's hope it stays like that. And the key takeaway from all this, it doesn't matter if you literally did not listen to anything I just said, but the key takeaway of all this, everything I just said, is us businesses need to start adapting to TikTok-like content. That is the number one thing. Because if we don't adapt, we are going to get passed by our competition. We know what our customers are engaging with. We know what they're looking at. They're all looking to this TikTok-like content. And surprise, surprise, all the organic reach for all these platforms I just mentioned, almost all of them, the most organic reach is with this TikTok-like content, with this vertical-based, story-based content. And it's all happening. So if you want the most organic reach and you want to appeal to your customers, if you're a B2C company, you need to start adapting to this TikTok-like content. This is the number one thing all us companies, all us marketers need to start adapting to. And that's going to be the biggest thing. Like, that is number one thing we have to start doing. So it's not that difficult, or I mean, it will be difficult at the very beginning to understand how these videos work, but when you start really appealing to the customer and what they're engaging with, that's the way to market. That is the way to do it. And TikTok like content is going to be the way to do it. And if you and that's basically it. That's all I had. And if you want to be on the show, just message me. I don't bite, only sometimes. And feel free to connect with me. If you have any other questions, just comment them, and I would be happy to answer them. I answer them all the time, so I can message right away. And if you have any other questions or concerns or anything else that I just mentioned, I'm happy to help you in any other way I can. And just let me know. Thank you for listening.